What's happening, Elevation Nation? It's good to be back on the podcast with you. Today, we got Alex Servetnick of Stacked, and we are going to get into an incredible conversation with him about his journey, what brought him to Stacked, the unique relationship he has to the founders of Millie and Taylor, who came on the podcast when Stack was just getting off the ground. They came on twice. They originally came on in 2022, I believe. And now they are absolutely crushing it, doing millions of dollars a year in sales. They're all over the country, maybe even the globe now, as just a fitness brand. Alex, we're pumped to have you and join you. We got a lot to catch up on, but I know there's a lot coming in the future. So we're pumped to welcome you to Elevation Nation. What's up, man?
What's going on? Appreciate you guys bringing me on. I'm honored, excited to be here, and look forward to giving you guys some hopeful insights to your audience, but also just tell you a little bit more about me and my journey and kind of how I got to this point and hopefully where I'm going.
It's fun when we get to have people from the same company come on the podcast because, Alex, we have never met before, but I feel like I've known you for the past 5 years. As Parker and I got closer with Millie and Taylor, we, of course, have been following your journey, joining forces in the Stacked world, and you guys continue to crush it. So I feel like I'm talking to a friend. I feel like we've known each other for years. So I'm just excited that we finally officially get to welcome you to the Elevation Nation family. So we start every podcast. The girls did this. It's your turn now, Alex. It's Elevation Nation. We want to hear your elevator pitch, man. Tell us who you are.
I love it. So Alex Servetnick, I'm currently leading sales and marketing for Stacked. As you mentioned, female-founded wellness brand. We create functional fitness equipment. Really the sole mission to inspire movement. Been there for almost 2 years. Started my career in finance, did that for about 5 years. Kind of hit my first career inflection point, pivoted into the consumer world where I was fortunate enough to work at Anheuser-Busch for about 5 years, and then was crazy enough to take another risk and leave AB and join Stack full-time about 2 years ago.
So you're a corporate guy turned entrepreneur, startup guy. I mean, that's what it is, right?
10 years corporate America, 2 years entrepreneurship. It's been I still feel like I bring a lot of corporate to Stacked, which Taylor and Millie, I think, like want to kill me at times for, but I think I've been able to kind of navigate going from corporate to a 3-person company, now 4-person.
Yeah, I mean, to go from Anheuser-Busch to literally a very, very, just you, Millie, Taylor. I believe you said you hired someone else as well, right?
Yep.
That's got to be something else. But you also have a unique relationship with one of the founders. Like, talk through what it was like and how you came from corporate America to the startup world with Stack.
Yeah. So, cat out the bag, Taylor, the co-founder, is also my wife. I know not most people don't know that are like outside of our world, and I think people are surprised to hear that because Taylor kept her name from a business standpoint, although she is changing her name to Servetnick soon, so that's good. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, people always ask me, like, what's it like working with your wife? And I have to start by saying, you got to ask Millie, I think, first, what it's like working with her best friend, Taylor, and her husband, me, because Millie deserves a ton of credit in helping kind of us navigate this. So I'll start with that. In terms of like how I got to that point or how I got there, I think people think like, oh, like I'm Taylor's husband. Like, of course, he just joined. I don't think they realize I put together a 17-page deck that I presented to Taylor and Millie on why I should join Stacked. Like, that was the corporate in me. I think that was the first time they were like, okay, he may be too corporate. But I took it very seriously. And I can go into like the details of how I got to that decision, but I think I always kind of knew like entrepreneurship was something I wanted to like explore. And I kind of hit my second inflection point at AB where I was very fortunate to move pretty quickly up through AB and that ladder. And it just still wasn't enough for me personally. And there was a business right in front of me that I felt like I could add value to. And that was really like the aha moment where I called Taylor, I'll never forget. And I was like, should I like join you guys? Like, should we do this? And it took a couple months of just like making sure it was right for our marriage first and foremost. And then of course the business. And 2 years later, we're still here and we're still married.
I want to dig into this more now that the cat's out of the bag here, for those that didn't know, because similar-ish, I run Elevation Nation with my best friend. And anytime you mix family and friends with business, you spend a lot of time figuring that out and navigating it. So I want to get into that. But first, Alex, when you saw the girls crushing it, absolutely crushing it, were you just the husband who sat at home and said, how was your day, and smiled? Like, the corporate America in you was probably, I imagine, given unsolicited feedback constantly. Was that the case?
It was. It's funny, like when Taylor and I first met, we would like laugh. Like I would always say, like, we would never work together. Like, we're both very type A, very opinionated. And I think our relationship grew to a point where we were able to like do this. But I mean, yeah, like watching them go through like Shark Tank and seeing that kind of come to life. And it's funny, like I always had said in my career, like I could never start a company, but I think I can scale it. And this like is exactly that, where like Taylor and Millie really just like put the time and the effort. And I would always be like, what's taking so long? Like, when's this product coming out? Like, it was the corporate in me, like, where's your business plan? And they really were just like focused on building an incredible product and creating an incredible product. And I don't think I could have done that. So like, I actually think I came in at the exact time that was right for both the business and for myself. So it was definitely something that, took some time for all of us to kind of wrap our heads around, but I think it was the right time for sure.
I can't imagine being in like business with my wife. I mean, I talk with my wife JJ all the time. Like, oh, like what if we like ran a coffee shop?
Parker, she
This
is in our business. She is Mrs.
she
Elevation
is,
Nation. We
yeah, but
forget that
like,
that is her role.
she's more passive, I would say. But like I can't imagine like running something that's not only, providing, an income to live, but then on top of that has become what Stack has like grown into. It's pretty cool. And to say you've done that 2 years later now, I'm sure, and sitting here is probably incredible to see just all the growth and momentum that you guys built through the years. But like, what about back to that first month? I imagine that you were probably pretty excited. I imagine Taylor and Millie were both really pumped as well. What was that adjustment like, and how did you have to shift some of your mindset to be able to like acclimate not only to Alex as business partner, but also Alex as husband, friend, all of that.
Yeah. I mean, this is a quick anecdote. I didn't resign from AB until Taylor and Millie printed me out an offer letter. And like, I was waiting like a month for this offer letter that literally said nothing. But I was just like waiting for this like formalization of this, that like Taylor and Millie were like, Alex, like, this is it. Like, this is the company. Like, the job is yours. You don't need an offer letter. Like, you don't need a piece of paper. But like, coming from 10 years of corporate America, I was like, I'm about to risk it all. Like, financially, obviously I built, brand equity in AB, and I was waiting. And I think to answer your question, like I had to reshift my mindset of like, okay, this is not AB. Like, this is not UBS. Like, this is a startup. This is a startup that is with my wife and her best friend, who's obviously also one of my best friends now and was at the time. And day one was actually in Los Angeles at a trade show. So I resigned. Like, there was no, when people leave jobs, you take, a couple weeks. No, like I left AB that Friday, and then that Monday I was in Los Angeles for a trade show that Taylor, Millie, and myself were running. And I don't think I had enough time to like think about it, which was probably for the better. In entrepreneurship, there's not a lot of time to think and reflect. In some ways, that's probably detrimental. But yeah, I think I just was like, you know what, like I'm going to do this and I got to go all in. And I think that probably helped me. And then I think personally, I think Taylor and I were just like, this is like a once in a lifetime experience. Like we're expecting our future daughter here in a couple months, and like we are able to say like when she's born that we work together. Like I don't know what the future will hold, but that was something that Taylor and I both, I think, were like, this is like once in a lifetime. And you know, we're enjoying every day, and there's obviously some arguments here and there, but we're still married and we're having fun. So no complaints, no regrets.
It's obviously so cool to see behind the curtain of all your guys' success, but then to know you're managing a relationship, a future child, it's a lot. So I want to ask you this. It's a specific question, but Parker and I have struggled significantly to turn it off, as we call it. Like every time I talk to Parker, Elevation Nation comes up.
Yeah.
And so we've tried a lot of techniques. Our latest being playing Call of Duty together and trying our best not to talk Elevation Nation. It still comes up, which I cannot believe. While we're playing video games, it still somehow sneaks in. What techniques do you guys have when you step through the doors of your lovely apartment to be like, all right, we're husband and wife now. We got to pause on it. Because entrepreneurship, this is your baby. You love it. You care about it. How do you turn that off?
Yeah. I mean, the funny answer is we say the word severance for those that have seen Severance. So anytime we like are talking about work and like one of us needs to like shut it down, severance, like, and we say it out loud, like it's comical. But I think the real answer is this goes back to like what I promised Taylor and Millie from the start, which is this is their business. Like they found this business and I respect that. And I have the utmost respect for that. And if Taylor and I are talking about something, 99% of the time, Millie should be in the room. Millie does not live with us, right? So it's important that we are not having this conversation and then have to have the same conversation tomorrow with Millie. So I think that actually has helped us kind of break out work from personal, because at the end of the day, like my role has always been to elevate, no pun intended, like Taylor and Millie every single day. And while Taylor and I do a lot of the same, like we could talk swim lanes, but we do overlap a lot. If there's something like big business decision, like we really just don't talk about it until we're with Millie.
I mean, I respect the heck out of that. And I think that, even like something as intentional saying, hey, like severance, like we're not, I need a minute to actually not be businessman Alex and just human Alex. I think that's really cool. I mean, just all the advice in just marriage in general is about communication. Talk about advice for co-founders and in marriage, like combining them together. That's pretty wild. But Alex, I mean, like obviously it's a startup too, right? You're not working traditional 9 to 5 hours. You could get a phone call when you guys are out at dinner on a Friday night, and it could be like, how do you manage all of that? Because I'm sure with AB it was still different. Like the time commitment has obviously changed so much.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give AB credit. I mean, AB, I think, is one of the best companies in the world. It has some of the smartest people in the world. And I think it's really, it trained me in a lot of ways from a work perspective. But I worked a lot at AB. So it's interesting. Like I am working more for sure, like hours. But mentally, I'm definitely working more at Stacked, right? Because obviously it is our business and our baby, if you will. And, I put kind of my career on the line for it. So on the weekend, like it's much harder to compartmentalize for sure. But at the end of the day, I think we're just so committed to making this happen that, I think and you can see it kind of front and center right now where we're working through like personal things, like we're best friends first. And so like when Millie needs some time to herself, like Taylor and I will step up, and Lexi, who's joined, who's done an amazing job, she'll step up. And when I need a day off, like, which doesn't really happen, but like when I'm like, hey guys, like I need like 4 hours, Taylor and Millie are like, of course. So like, it just goes back to communication. Like I think a startup's almost like a marriage in a lot of ways. Like it's all about communication, and, we have built this to a pretty cool place, but we also know like we're nowhere close to where we want this to be. So just all having that same mindset, I think, has kind of helped us, navigate these difficult times of entrepreneurship.
And so speaking of where you want to be as a company, Hopefully I can give you guys a new product line, but I'm just imagining little baby stack mats for your kid in the crib. So if you haven't thought of that already, I will give it to you for free. No equity needed. I hope that's
Wow.
coming.
Yeah.
But
Love that.
Alex, future of the business, man. Where are you guys headed? This is your roadmap now. Anything really interesting you're excited that you're excited about?
Yeah. I mean, I think and this goes kind of coming from kind of my corporate environment, like we act in a lot of ways like a big company from like a business planning standpoint, from like a strategy standpoint. I mean, I put Taylor and Millie the last 2 years through a 2-day, 1-year planning offsite, like legit offsite that I would run at AB that I was now running with just me, Taylor and Millie in a room. We like literally went to Philadelphia last year just to like get out of our like New York City WeWork, just to like, change the mindset, if you will. I think when we kind of show and present to folks in our network kind of some of the things we're talking about and the roadmap that we've laid out for us, I think they're pretty impressed, and I think it's helped us tremendously. And I guess where we're going is, I mean, we're really focused on our mission of inspiring movement. And obviously like the way we're planning on doing that is through fitness equipment, right? Functional, versatile, convenient fitness equipment. Obviously the Stack Mat is our hero product. We launched the stacked weights, which are another amazing patented product that, Taylor, who's head of product, who I don't like to give her credit, but she's done an amazing job in some of these launches. We're just going to keep coming out with fitness equipment that will inspire movement. And, we're going to double the business again this year profitably. We're planning on doubling the business again next year profitably. And I think we've and I don't maybe want to get too in the weeds, but we are comfortable not being like a tech VC backed billion-dollar company. It's just not in the cards for a multitude of reasons. And I think we've accepted that. And so now we know the things that we need to do to make this business successful, profitability being at the forefront for sure. And I think that will help us continue to make really smart decisions and continue to build a community that's, believes in us as a brand, and obviously us as people.
So no baby fitness equipment is what you're telling me.
I can't say one way or the other, but I do know that once our baby does come, Taylor, who's the idea generator, will have baby ideas. I just don't, I have to focus Taylor a lot of the time. Is that in our mission? Is that fitness equipment? Is that hit our consumer? No. Okay. Let's
I'm just waiting for the content on social media with just how you're going to use a ton of stack mats to create different baby, I don't know, guardrails, maybe a mattress or
we have to
something.
baby
Maybe
proof the apartment, and it will be through stack mats for sure.
that I mean is all time right there. I'm expecting that in the future. Alex, it's super cool to hear. I mean, shaping your business all around the idea of helping others create movement. The way you do that is through the mats and the weights and the other products that you're bringing to life. I'm curious, what is one skill set that you think has been really helpful to you to take what Millie and Taylor have brought to life and provide something new to them, new to Stack, that has really, in your eyes, helped take it to a new level?
Yeah, great question. And I should have a really good answer, because otherwise Taylor and Millie are going to be like, why did we bring this guy over here 2 years ago? I mean, I think for me, this is a cop out, but I'm for sure a generalist. I mean, I spent 5 years in finance. I spent 5 years in sales strategy and operations at AB. I sold into retailers like Walmart, Target, CVS, Rite Aid. I built out a field sales organization with over 300 people, and then I led all of strategy and operations within their high-end business unit, managing a team of 12. And so I've been able to do a lot, and I think that's the main thing that I probably brought to them is honestly just organization. I think there was they were doing so much, but they weren't maximizing their time. First and foremost, one of the first things I put in my 17-page deck was swim lanes. Can we get some swim lanes at this company? Why are you both on every single call? That's just not going to work. And I think beyond just the organizational and the operational efficiencies that I brought to the table, I actually think I brought like a platform for each of them to kind of speak up in certain ways. Like just imagine, I mean, you guys probably can speak to this, but like in some ways, Taylor and Millie have been in this like corner, just them two, for the last, at the time, 3 years. And people gave their advice, but no one was really in it. And so it was hard for them probably at times where if Taylor had a thought that maybe she wasn't comfortable saying to her best friend and vice versa, where I can come in and just say, I can create a platform for everyone to say, hey, like, Millie, like, how are you feeling about this? Taylor, how are you feeling about this? And it seems like elementary, but I actually think that was probably like critical in helping us kind of break through this like, you know, two-person company into like, okay, like we're like generating, you know, millions of dollars in revenue here. Like we need to have swim lanes. We need to have processes. We need to have weekly meetings. We need to have 1-year plans where we're able to be vulnerable. And I think like a lot of my time in my career has been around like leadership development and, you know, building strategies and executing on those strategies. But a lot of times it's just creating a platform for others to speak up. And I think that hopefully I was able to come in objectively and create a platform for them to kind of maybe say things that maybe they weren't comfortable saying.
Yeah, Parker and I unfortunately don't have that luxury. We just swear at each other when things aren't going great.
Well, isn't that where JJ comes in?
Yeah, but
To your
she
point.
always takes your side.
Guys, I can also
unfortunately,
come in and help you guys at any time.
We'll take it.
And you,
We'll take
vent
you up
out
on
any
that.
problems, whatever you guys need.
Someone finally that's on my side. It's such a beautiful blessing and challenge to be able to run businesses with people that you love. And Parker and I say it all the time. We're obviously at a very different stage than you guys in it being our full-time gig or where we're really even headed. But it has been the biggest blessing of my life to be able to run this thing, to meet cool people like yourself, and to be able to do it with Parker every single day. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. And the opportunities that we've been able to have, the people we've gotten to meet, and the stages we've gotten to stand on together. But it comes at a cost, and it is sometimes really difficult. And Parker, more than any girl in my life, Parker knows me intimately and what is pissing me off and what I'm thinking even before I think it. And that just happens when you work with someone this closely, and it comes with good times and certainly bad times as well.
1,000%.
Well, you don't get there. You don't learn about each other, I mean, from a business standpoint, too, without the shitty times, without the failures. I mean, as cliche it is like, listen, Alex, you and I both know, and Sam knows, and Millie and Taylor know, like, Stacked has hit some crossroads, I'm sure, and roadblocks, probably many more than the world even knows about. And, like, you learn so much more through that than saying, oh, wow, we're doing all this incredible things, you know, this is going well, this is going well. Like, yeah, it's a lesson that you can learn. Oh, let's go harder there. But the real lessons come from the failure. We all know that.
1,000.
Alex, is there one story in particular that's come to mind, maybe in the past 3 months, 6 months, a year, that really was a challenge, but the takeaway was that much more beneficial for you guys?
Yeah. I mean, I tell this all the time. I'll start with an anecdote and then I'll answer a question. Everyone in the world sees the good, right? Everyone in this world, in this environment that we're in social media, LinkedIn, like I'm, you know, do the same, but like everyone sees the good. And that's like the 1%. That's what I tell everyone. Like that's the 1%. The 99% of the time that we're not showing you the 1% is solving problems. So I hopefully everyone who is in the corporate world and looking into entrepreneurship know, like before they're going to make that plunge, if you will, like there's a lot of problems, but you know, fun problems to solve. I mean, to answer your question, I would say like, and this is probably more like business related, if you will, but I think more and more we have realized that we Taylor and Millie have built an incredible product, an incredible business. That being said, the product will only take us so far. And I think what we're starting to see more and more of is bigger brands coming out with products maybe similar to ours, right? And I think a year ago, it would be the end all be all. Like, oh my God, this brand is launching adjustable weights or a foldable mat. And the more and more we've been doing this, the more and more we realize that the brand, that's the moat. Like, yes, we have an incredible product, but our community is not just buying a product. Like, they are buying the brand, they are buying our community, they're buying Taylor and Millie. And so I think like seeing, unfortunately copycats come out here and there, like it hasn't slowed us down because we are just like so focused on connecting with our consumer, connecting with great brands that open our, consumer base to a whole new demographic. And Millie, who leads all things brand, like that's the heartbeat of our business and will be the heartbeat of our business. And so I think it's funny to see how like businesses evolve and see the problems that you are trying to project a year later, and then they come to life and they don't even matter, right? Because like you have evolved, your business has evolved. And so I would say, like, to answer your question, I mean, we've just learned that like the momentum is there. We're building a brand. We're going to continue to launch new products. We're going to continue to do right by our customers. And, hopefully we get to a good place.
Well, you certainly have an incredible community. Every time I open Instagram, I see either a post from one of you guys, which I love, or an ad. And honestly, I can't tell the difference most of the time. I'm like, all right, my friends are just crushing it. This is incredible. But I got to shout out one thing specifically. I'm scrolling the other day through Instagram, and I see my high school friend, Allie Marks, now known as Allie Brunson, and Jalen Brunson, doing a event with Allie and you guys is Stacked. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. When all my worlds collide, people that I love that are building their businesses and their careers combining together. And that's, I think, what Parker and I love at Elevation Nation is the coolest part for us is the connections that we get to make when elevators work with other elevators. And it's just beautiful. So I just had to give you guys a shout out. I don't know who put that event together, but I'm glad that my Stevenson Patriot friends could represent for you guys.
I love that. Allie's awesome, and
she's the best.
I am from Philly, so that post hurt me a little bit. You know?
I'm sure.
But Jalen went to Villanova, which is where I'm from. So I was a Jalen Brunson fan before all of my Knicks friends were. So I think that's really important to note. But yeah, no, we've been so blessed to work with such cool people and people that we see now have our product. Like we always take a picture when we see someone in the wild, whether it's like in person or obviously via like social media, and we like write in our team chat, Stacked in the wild. Like to me, that's why I went to AB in the first place. The tangibility of a product was so powerful for me. And so now like seeing our product in the wild, like that's why we do this.
What's like been the craziest Stacked in the wild moment that you've had?
Oh man, that's tough. So we were fortunate to go to Wimbledon last summer, and Taylor and Millie got to meet all the players, Alcaraz, and he posted actually like our mat and bag, like in his post, and I was just like, it's like what, like so like no one could ever take that away from us, and I think that's something that like no matter what happens, like Taylor and Millie built something that like will go way past like anything that we ever thought, which I give them all the credit for. So
it's incredible what you guys have built together as business partners and as a Stacked family, and the fact that we get to welcome you, Alex, now officially to our family after we've had Taylor and Millie join Elevation Nation now twice. It's just perfect. We asked them this question as we move into our rapid fire section. We have a couple quick hits that we want to throw your way. We asked the ladies, when they're feeling stressed out, what's something that recenters them or regrounds them? They both, I believe, had answers to do with fitness and using the Stack mat. So no pressure to pump your own product up here, but what do you do to kind of get back to reality here and decompress?
We will probably never come out with a bike, but city biking for me is definitely something that like I've always just found a lot of joy in, and like West Side Highway, and just like put some music on, and just like it just always for me like either through Central Park or West Side Highway, like that for me recenters me, like always.
Well, do you think it's the music? Do you think it's the physical exercise, the sunlight, the air? What is it about it?
It's probably a combination of all, but I would say like just being outside and just like being on a bike is just like no phone. It's just like you're just like outside in nature, and I think like that for me is always like what I need at times, and it's something that I've always done since I've moved to New York City. So I'll continue to do that to release.
Got to get outside in New York City, especially into the elements or that lack thereof. You got to find them sometimes. But
True.
yeah, I completely agree. All right, so another rapid fire I got for you. This is a hypothetical. There's no right or wrong answer, and I'm curious what your perspective is on it. What's harder, betting on yourself or betting on a business?
Betting on a business is harder, for sure. I mean, I think for me, like the fact that I even like am here today and made the decisions that I've made thus far in my career, like I'll take myself 10 out of 10 times. And I think that confidence has like allowed me to take the risks that I've taken thus far. I feel fortunate that I feel like when I left AB, I was betting both on myself and the business. And I feel very fortunate that I feel like I made, two good bets. The business being a better bet than myself, but I will always bet on myself and feel confident in that.
I'm sneaking this one in. I know, Parker, I'm sorry, I'm adding a question here because I want to know. We talked to some of the incredible people that are supporters of Stacked. Is there somebody that you just are dying to get the product into their hands and to partner with you guys? Who's that dream person for you?
This will be a horrible answer.
About to say Joel Embiid or something?
At this point, VJ Edgecombe might be a better answer. You know what? I think we've talked a lot, and this is like, I'll give you the business answer. This is not a fun answer, but like the reality is we've seen a lot of brands partner with some really incredible celebrities, if you will. And we actually made a very like strategic and intentional choice to not do that. I mean, we've had, opportunities to, and we're very fortunate to say that, but we just felt like this brand has to be bigger than one person. And so, yes, we would love like really cool celebrities to post our product, but like we don't think that this would be the right thing for our business long term to build a sustainable brand. So, I mean, if there's really cool people out there that want to Matt, I will definitely send you it. But from like a business partnership perspective, like that's probably not how we're planning on building this brand.
Well, for me, since I'm going to turn the question back on myself then and answer, my dream for Stacked is to have you guys in every NBA arena as they're one. This is a pain point that I've noticed. The guys, if you go early enough to an NBA game, they're all stretching with the trainers. They're doing all crazy stuff, like they're sliding, they're whatever. They got the ropes. But they also like are on their knees on the hardwood, which I don't know if you've ever done that. It's not comfortable to stretch like that. We need branded Stack mats at center court for them to stretch on. All right.
So that you guys asked about product launches. We are coming out with and I can say this, but it's not out yet, but hopefully it will be out. Stack Mat XL. So we are coming out with a larger and wider mat. So that is something that we've heard a lot of feedback on. So Sam, I think there's something's happening here in the universe.
I think I need to build 17 slides and pitch you guys to just have me hired. So maybe that's where I'm going.
I love slides. So
listen, we're consultants, so do we.
Yeah,
Don't
true.
worry.
Fair.
I want to see like monks on stack mats, to be honest with you. Like I really do. I think that would be something special, and I think it would be just, first of all, for social media. Come on, like that would be a monk sitting on a stack mat. All right, last rapid fire. I got another one for you, Alex. I'm going crazy on the rapid fires here today, Sam. What is the Stacked of the grocery store? Like, what's the brand in the grocery store that you can compare Stacked to?
What a great question. We do Whole Foods delivery, so I'm not as in the market these days as much as I used to be. Especially when I was at AB, I used to hit every supermarket across the country, like you could never imagine. Great question. I mean, you could look at like a Graza, right? Like the fact that they came out with a product that, olive oil existed, yoga mats existed, foldable mats existed. But the way they've kind of built their brand, and they've also, the medium or form they've done it through in these kind of bottles, maybe similar to kind of how we've kind of reintroduced the yoga mat into more of a fitness mat and open the eyes of consumers to other ways to use a product.
It's a great comparison. Well done. Parker, you pulled that one out of your ass.
I love it. I mean, I don't know. And I think we can grow the same as they did. So we're on the right track.
I love it. All right. Our final question, Alex. Every single person that comes on the podcast and joins Elevation Nation that way, or the thousands of people that we've spoken to across the globe with our workshops and our keynotes, we all help them develop something that we call a mental motto. It's a phrase, a quote, a slogan that embodies who you are at your core and how you live your life. And so we're curious, Alex, what is your mental motto?
So Taylor and I do share this motto so that your audience may have heard this one. I'm not going to say that I told Taylor this one before she went on the show, but like, nonetheless, don't believe everything you think. Someone way smarter than me told me that many years ago. And I just think it's like the most like simple. I'm a very simple thinker, but it's so simple, but so powerful. I mean, like the amount of thoughts that go through each of our minds every day, like that doesn't mean they're right. So it's like humbling in a lot of ways. Like you're able to like check yourself, check what others are saying as well. Like people have convictions. A lot of people we work with, will say XYZ is right. That doesn't mean they're right. Like it doesn't mean we're right. And so I think just like using that, I think professionally and personally has been like something that I've always lived by. And, I could have used that when I was saying I'm going to be in corporate America for the next 30 years. And I was like, you know what? Maybe that's not right. And here we are. So it's definitely one that I live by, and hopefully others can use that as well.
A beautiful motto, and one that I think we all need to remind ourselves of, because unfortunately there's a lot of self-doubt in many of our brains, myself included. Hand up, definitely right now, as Parker and I turn 30, figuring out what the hell we're doing with our lives, our business, and where we're headed. There's a lot of confusion. And so
you guys are doing an awesome job. So
thank you, man.
Well, Sam, I would say you're not human if you don't have doubt. You're not human if you don't have fear. The reason why you elevate, the reason why you have an elevator mindset is because you have doubt, and you have a great way to understand and organize your doubt so that you can go conquer whatever it might be. And yeah, it's shitty that you might feel it a little bit more than others, but I think you use it in a good way.
That's why I keep you around, buddy. Thanks for pumping my
tires. That's what
Appreciate
that's why
Good
we do this thing.
I love it.
Alex, on behalf of Parker, myself, and all Elevation Nation, it's about damn time we welcomed you to the crew, man. Welcome. We are so glad to have you, and I hope this is the first of many conversations where we're just shooting the shit, talking business, talking life, and more importantly, talking NBA. So
this is
until
awesome.
Next time,
thank you guys
Elevation
so
Nation.
much. I'm honored, humbled. Thank you. Really appreciate it.